All right. Tell me who you are and what do we have here?
Well, my name's Rob Getz. I'm with Sage Trading Company, and what we have here is an split horn, traditional Native American split horn headdress, and I've seen a lot of them, and this is one of my bigger projects that I've done. So all the beadwork on the headband has been done by me. I try to use old traditional beads on all my work. All the feathers up here, and so again, I try not to skip corners. Everyone is individually wrapped with antelope, so each one's wrapped, colored, and the blackbird feathers are cut. On the ermine in the front, each individual one is sewn on. And the reason they call it a split horn is I actually split the horns in three, then brought them back together so they actually make a little bit of a triangle coming up to the top. And they used to drop it, and I'm using some old trade beads here with white hearts in it, again, and some bells, add a little bit to it, some horsehair, and then again beating it at the top to give the top a little bit. And if you start turning it sideways, your ear would be here, and the drops are just old trade cloth. I like to collect old trade cloth and use it for projects. I added a piece of grizzly hide in there, and then also some dew claws. Again, if you look, there's no artificial sinew. Everything's done with, that's antelope. Most of my thongs are antelope, and that's deer sinew on tying them together with solid brass beads. All the ermine that are full with the tail still on them are all the way up. It includes the head of the ermine. So the drop that people really start looking for is when you turn this around, you really start seeing the quality of the piece. When you think about a single ermine, each one of these, as you can see, has been sewn on with the head still on. So these are full ermine, and there's probably, I think I counted somewhere in the 40 range of ermine, and I tried to layer them. So this actually may look like one, but it's a separate 2 layers on top of it. And I try to make it look layered the way they did. I'm using feathers that are allowed, so I haven't seen anybody make really good owl feathers. So this is my design, and each one's hand done individually, but they're different than painting because they can blend things into white. So that's the back of the headdress there. And if I turn it back around towards the front, again, trying to keep the authentic look that would have been done in traditional making. If I pick up the headdress, that's all brain tanned, smoked deer hide in there, and the ties that you see are for each individual ermine that is fulled down that back piece that is, kind of layered in together. And so it's a time-taking piece. Ermine are not inexpensive. Took me time to collect it all and think about how I wanted to do it. I looked at hundreds of pieces. I went to museums and took photos, and then splitting the horns was, each horn might take me a couple days. So I have to split them, then try and match them, and then heat them in water and bend them so they can kind of get a good match between the two, because after you put them together, sometimes they come off a little bit. But that's been my one of my top favorite pieces.
Thank you for sharing with us today.
Thank you.